Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be starting a new show, Warrior Nun, as you can see from the title of this video if you've clicked on it. Season 1, Episode 1, Psalm 45:6. I don't know how you say religious Bible story number things. This video won my Patreon poll for my next reaction, so I'm very excited to get started in it. It's got 10 episodes of Season 1, I believe, and I don't know too much about it, other than the fact that I assume there is a warrior nun. Or at least I think it's like a girl that some nuns take in or something. I don't know the details, but what I have seen is lots of people around the internet being like, "Oh, you should watch this show," to people that like the kind of shows I like. So I'm hoping it's going to be good. It sounds, you know, my kind of thing. Hopefully, I'm gonna love it. So yes, the two shows that came second, because they tied on my Patreon poll, I will be adding into my schedule when I have time. And you have to wait and see if they're on YouTube what those were. But if you would like to vote in future polls, you can go to my Patreon, where you can also see the unedited version of this reaction. That will be up 2 weeks before it's up on YouTube. That'll be up on the 12th of August. This episode will have aired on Patreon, and then a week later for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. patrons, $5 patrons, they can have the YouTube version early, and then, yes, it's slightly different to my live airing shows. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. up will get the unedited with the already aired or Netflix shows that I binge. It works that way. I don't know. It's explained on my Patreon page. I am babbling because I'm really bad at this. But yeah, I'm very excited to start this show, and I might as well go now. Let's go. Oh dear.
My whole life, I've dreamt about being dead. Life has a really fucked up way of making your dreams come true.
Seems like.
The devil may present a pleasing visage, the better to seduce.
Why do you think she's the devil?
The weak-minded.
I see. So
She will burn like those who spawned her.
You're
Oh
assuming
goodness.
she's in bed.
Leave the cause of death blank.
I'm
Oh
not
dear.
supposed to-
Said,
Did you kill her?
blank.
It's up to us to forgive.
Yeah, she wasn't being very religious then.
For God knows all.
I'll take my chances.
You're not much of a nun, then, are you? Are these warrior nuns? Oh, I like the chainmail.
How bad is it?
I'm intrigued about what they're fighting. Oh dear. Are they being
The fight
attacked?
followed us here.
This is a lot more intense of an opening than I was expecting. Okay. She's gonna die before she says who. Don't trust.
Oh.
That is repulsive. No, thank you. I don't want that in my back. I'm good. The battle did not appear to go well. No. Good. He deserves. Oh my god. This show is gorier than I thought it was going to be. He deserved that. Is it going to revive her? That's impressive. Oh my goodness. Ugh. This show is so much gorier than I was expecting. Does it give you the memories of everything?
It's time for your walk. Child has left us.
Did you kill her? Mildly traumatic, I'm sure, to be brought back from the dead. And she seemed to be in a wheelchair before. I think I saw something about this show having the miracle cure trope, which is kind of ableist, but sometimes in stories I guess that kind of thing is necessary. It's when it's in every story that becomes the problem. Does it give her any special abilities? Yeah, what is this? Is that something she controls? Or is that like a bad thing that's after her? Or after him? Her back's gone? Oh. She's gonna stand out a little like this.
Basket case.
Oh, I would not make fun of her or torment her. Think her up on them? Yeah. They deserve that, they were being dicks.
I'm so sorry, that's so
Oh, that's cool! She has powers, that's for sure.
Life.
And it's mending. Oh, so there was those special bullets, I can't remember what they called it, the stuff that was in the other girl, Shannon, that's why she died. There's plenty of clothes in this shop you can maybe take.
Chance.
I'm very intrigued about what her backstory is and what the whole nun backstory thing is. He looks like a bad guy. Oh, nope, he's a priest. He could be a bad guy priest.
I handled it.
Are you in the best mental state right now?
Brought someone back.
Not that I'm aware.
It has now.
Only dead civilian is out there.
Pretty
Halo
much.
inside.
Pretty much. Oh, it's an actual Angel's Halo, that's cool.
Perhaps not inside around.
What is her backstory? Because the nuns were like people that spawned her. I don't know why I'm mohahaing, but
You're an angel.
kinda. Oh, they're Halo now.
I think I have superpowers.
Cool.
Little kids would be the first to it.
Heal itself. What's happening to me?
I don't think he has the
Maybe
answers.
some kind of delayed zombification. Or you're a clone in some horrible experiment.
These are wonderful
Whatever it
options.
is.
Eva never left the building.
Abused.
Certainly didn't have any friends. Quadriplegic.
So she might have needed a little bit more assistance as a child to make friends, but very ableist, crazy nun. Can you get this place shut down? Or at least refunded?
Seems
And
like it.
I can definitely see why people were concerned with these sort of ableist messages in this. I think the nun is just a horrible person. So, that's that. But I think in media it would be good if we could move away from people getting disabled or being disabled and then they get a magical cure. Could just go being dead and getting powers probably be enough, but I'm gonna like try and keep that in the bag. Ooh, so she can see
And
evil
just
demon
before we could take
creatures?
This whole situation in hand.
Where is it taking her? Now, is that like a warning of like death or like of criminals are a bad thing? Is it a demon? I mean, she's having a good time.
On the floor.
I mean, she said sorry.
It's already broken. Result of a horrible car accident. that took
Okay, well,
away
she
from
wasn't
her mother.
broken.
She was a difficult girl.
I mean, she was a child that went through trauma and needed love and support.
She'll be missed, but
You're a bitch. If this nun could die, I'd be cool with it. She's a child abusing person who should not be in control of an orphanage.
No question.
This will do it.
This is someone's private house or like a hotel.
My god powers include swimming because I just realized. I can't swim.
I mean, she'll be awake now. Making friends.
A good mystery, don't we?
You can't just let strangers into your house, even if they look like harmless little girls.
No.
Don't worry so much about who owns what.
Are they squatting?
Just enjoy the view.
Is this the Warrior Nun HQ? I love it. Very cool.
That's where there be mercenaries waiting for us.
Did seem like a
Never
trap.
happened before.
Does
What's
seem like a
changed?
trap.
We need someone who's okay with that.
I need someone I can trust.
Not very Christian.
Driven by ambition. Beatrice is brilliant. It got it.
I don't trust this priest. Why should a man be in charge of the Warrior Nuns? We should have a woman in charge of the Warrior Nuns.
Why are people looking for you?
Well, funny story, I died, and now I have superpowers.
I don't know. Nobody gets hurt. Life is good. Look, the system is rigged against people like us, getting money, nice
It's
houses.
true.
They say if you work hard, you can get everything.
Capitalism is broken and she's fallen in love.
I understand.
You do?
You might have just been like, and let me just murder some people sometimes.
Institutions need your help to figure some stuff out. I mean, not help.
Hmm.
I am a strong woman.
Yes.
I don't need your help. It's not like, oh, help, you know, it's just, it's...
I got you.
Do you? Are you gonna get murdered by mercenaries?
Oh my god.
Good decision.
She's having fun before she gets forced into warrior nunning. She can do all her crazy dancing she wants. I'm not sure that this is a good idea. Oh dear. I mean, her power's gonna start activating because she's drugged and she's on drugs and she doesn't know how to control them, or... Slightly different scene. I really want to get into the grips of, like, the whole thing. Like, what the Warrior Nuns stand for, like, where they came from, their origin, their past, who they fight against, what their mission is.
This doesn't make much sense right now,
Or is she trying to go...
but at some point.
So is the my theory right now is that the priest is evil, she was trying to work to expose him,
Okay.
and then he arranged the trap to get them killed. Or to get her specifically killed.
Just remember that.
That's my theory. I want to get to know these characters and their bonds and strong sisterhoods with stupid men. The strong sisterhood part I love. And I've just decided the priest is evil. No, he's evil. I've decided so.
Thank you. I have somewhere to be.
Yeah, somewhat evil. I'm glad that this is episode 1, otherwise I'd be crying. This is beautiful. she gonna see the red smoke demon thing? Yep. Is it leading her to the priest because the priest is evil? I want a crusade against him. I'm an evil priest. I arrange murders. Oh dear, what's happening in here? Can she banish it? She is not trained and she's high. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. The bartender's like, I wish I had an mask. Oh goodness. What does it want with her body? Or is it looking for the... It's also looking for the halo. Does not appear that their castle of Warrior Nuns is very secure at the moment. Is it because the halo's here? Oh, I really wanted her to meet up with them already. Okay, so I really enjoyed that episode. I think it was a good pilot. It was a little frustrating because some of it, I feel like slightly for me, the pacing wasn't quite right, but that's probably because it's a Netflix show, so it's designed for you to just binge straight through. And you know, there were lots of times where I was like getting frustrated because I didn't have any information, and although normally I'm really patient, I was kind of like, okay, she's wandered on the beach long enough. But no, I did really enjoy that. I think there's a lot of promise and a lot of potential here for what this show is going to grow into, which I'm hoping is a show about really strong bonds between women. I mean, there can be men in it, that's fine, but you know, sisters, and like the warrior nuns being sisters together, and hopefully Ava will be welcomed by that family, given that she was clearly raised in like an abusive orphanage. And you know, if this priest is a good guy, he should be shutting down that orphanage and getting that nun denunned. I feel like there is a word for that, but I can't remember what it is. But yeah, so I think there were a couple of times where like the pacing, it kind of felt like they were dragging things out, but I'd say the last like 15-10 minutes were like really good, and like, I enjoyed most of it, don't get me wrong. I would say it probably, like, as pilots go, like a 3 out of 5 rather than like a 5 out of 5. But there's a lot of promise. I think the character of Ava is interesting. Sort of, I wish in a way, like, I have seen people talking about the ableism trope, and that is a problem. Or you know, the miracle cure trope, sorry, and the ableism that has, and it is a thing. You know, Doctor Strange had it, like, it happened like in Arrow, Felicity, paralysed, now she's fixed. Like, that is a thing that media likes to do. It might have been better if she'd just been sick, or if, you know, just trapped in a terrible orphanage. I know that they obviously were going from being quadriplegic to being able to not only run and swim and jump and dance, but be able to use superpowers. But maybe there was another way they could have done that, and maybe having the nun being really ableist and, like, offensive wasn't the best bet. I'm not personally disabled. I have mild chronic fatigue syndrome, which I don't class myself as being disabled, but so I'm not going to get in too much on the merits of whether that's right or wrong because it's not my place. But I will say that I found that a little off-putting in this episode, and again, if this was the first show to have ever done it, I don't think it would be so bad, but it hasn't done a lot. But what I'm looking forward to is when we kind of move past that, when Ava's more or less used to it, and when she gets to, I assume that she will join up with the nuns. I assume that they will choose not to kill her. Maybe by that point it'll be too bonded to her and she's not close to death. Maybe they'll be like, it's a sin if you take it out of her. The Halo will not be impressed if you kill a kid to get it. I don't know. And obviously, I think if she were to join up with them, there will be teething problems. It will not be an instantaneously smooth transition, as they seem to be quite an ordered. I mean, they're warrior nuns. Like, you get given your assignment, you do as you're told, you keep your schedule, you kind of work together to help each other. Whereas Ava grew up in what seemingly an abusive place, at least emotionally, where they treated her like she was some broken, evil thing when, you know, she was a girl who, sure, had a horrible disability, but you can have a life despite that. You know, it might not be the life you would have had before. So her mental state, and especially the first people she befriends are criminal drug users. It's fine. I mean, I agree with what he said. I can't remember what his name was now. What he said about, you know, institutions, etc. That is correct, but that doesn't really give you the right to be criminals. I'll say that they are ethical criminals, given that they clean up the house after themselves. So I'm intrigued about where it's going next. But I think the thing I loved the most was I did enjoy Ava's character. Kind of, she's got a lot of sort of freeness of spirit, and I don't know, I think she's going to be a really interesting character to follow. I like the concept of a secret team of, you know, of warrior nuns that are trained and that they protect, it's very Shadowhuntery, that they protect the, protect you from demons and things, and that there's mercenaries and bad guys, and I don't trust that priest, and I'm going to stick to that sorry priest if you're just a good priest. But I definitely think that's what Shannon was alluding to, and I think there's bonds of sisterhood and of love that they have. And when she was playing the piano, I was like, I'm almost going to cry, despite the fact that I've just met these people, so I don't feel the level of sadness that I would about this death if it was in season 3. So yeah, I think there's a lot of promise in this show, and I'm just really excited for it to get the ball rolling. And I do think that, in a way, as pilots go, this will be one that when you look back on it, you're like, oh, we really needed this to like set the scene. And I like that at the end we finally got some more information. We got to see the 2 different kinds of demons, to hear a little bit more about them. We got to, I don't know, I felt like when we were getting there, that bartender was going to be like, I hope you tip me now. So yeah, this was a really, really good first episode. Thank you so much for voting for it on Patreon. And if you would like to watch the unedited version, it was up a couple of weeks ago on Patreon. You can go there now. If you want the YouTube version early, also go to my Patreon. It was there last week. And if you would like to be around to vote for my next choice, you can go to Patreon. And all of my currently airing shows do go straight to Patreon, unedited, when they're on. So yeah, this was a fantastic episode. Thank you so much for watching.